Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kakadash, giving double honor to the apostle of this great millstone, peace and blessings to us pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, and just to jump it right off, topic of this lesson is reincarnation. All right, which is it's a fairly used doctrine in the world. I say fairly because a lot of false doctrines use reincarnation. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the Hindus, a lot more Eastern religions, like Eastern world religions. You know, that's just off my just off of what I've seen with my own eye. But reincarnation is a fairly popular topic in the world. You know, Western philosophy doesn't really push it. All right, like your Christianity, it's not gonna tell you about reincarnation, right? But it says reincarnation is the religious. So like, one second. Reincarnation is the religious or physiological belief that the soul or spirit, after biological death, begins a new life in a new body that may be human, animal, or spiritual, depending on the moral quality of the previous life actions. All right, so hey, basically, when you die, you're coming back. To sum it all up, because they're gonna try to use false doctrines, put in there with it, but really, when you die, you come back. Now, in our beliefs, being a believer of the scriptures, when you die, you have a resting period, and then after your resting period, you come back down. We don't just come right back down. I mean, you can if it's the Lord's will, but the actual way it's set up is you die, you get a resting period, however long that is, roughly 100 years in this time period, and then you come back down. All right, and just how do we know this? There's plenty of scriptures to prove it, and that's what I'm gonna jump right into. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of days. Now, Daniel lived from 620 to 538 BC. The last days started when Yahweh Shai died, which is roughly 27 or 29 AD. All right, we in the last days now. How would Daniel, that lived hundreds of years ago, stand in his lot at the end of days? Well, there you go, reincarnation. The only way for him, because Daniel ain't been living for the past 800 years, 600, 700 years. Somebody show me where Daniel is, an 800-year-old man. Somebody, Bible Kushah, show me Daniel. How can he still be alive? Because he died. That's why Scripture said, but go thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest. Death is rest. That's where you go to rest. Death, the spiritual realm. You die, you go rest in the spiritual realm. So there you go. You got reincarnation right there. Malachi 4 and 5. Behold, I send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Elijah lived around the 9th century BC, 900 BC. Malachi was around 500 BC. So you got a 400-year difference already. And Malachi telling you Elijah the prophet is going to come before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. So before Yahweh Shai come back, Elijah going to be there to prophesy. He going to send Elijah. Somebody show me Elijah from 900 BC, from the 9th century BC, Where is he at today? Is it a man walking around calling himself Elijah? That's been alive for over 1,000 years? Gotta throw that part in. No, the answer is no. And Elijah had been dead when Elijah was dead when Malachi was saying this. It's 400 fucking years in between them. Excuse my French. It's 400 years in between them. He had been dead for a long time. So someone tell me how Malachi wrote down how Elijah was going to be here to teach. The Lord was going to send Elijah before Yahushua returned, and Elijah had been dead when Malachi was writing this. And Yahushua hasn't returned yet, so therefore, well, we know Elijah is Abba Bibbins. We know that. But that's just to show the reincarnation. It would mean that he would have to come back. He did come back as Abba Bibbins, right? Because that's how the Lord got us, gave us that jump start with the truth, to someone to like really spring it out. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, and judge the 12 tribes of Israel. The word regeneration, he said, which have followed me in the regeneration. Key word, regeneration there. In Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. The word regeneration means new birth, reproduction, renewal, recreation. This is Yahushua talking to the 12 disciples, telling them in the reincarnation, which is another word for regeneration, meaning when they're going to be reborn, when y'all going to be reborn. What is reborn? That's reincarnation. When y'all be reincarnated, y'all going to sit on 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel with me. That's what Yahushua said to them. Somebody tell me how the 12 disciples is going to judge the nation of Israel if they've been dead. They've been dead for around the same time as Yahushua, 2,000 years ago. Maybe like 1,900 years ago. 1,900 and some change. Around there. They roughly died in that same century of Yahushua. And the funny thing is, even though I know it's talking about the kingdom of heaven, because we're going to be in the flesh kingdom of heaven, it don't say the kingdom of heaven right here. So how would you Christians break that down? Because it don't say the 12 going to judge. It says it in the scriptures, but in this particular verse, Matthew 19 and 28, it don't say that the 12 disciples going to judge the 12 tribes in the kingdom of heaven. It just said that the 12 disciples going to judge the 12 tribes of Israel in the regeneration. Can somebody please explain that to me? If that's not talking about reincarnation, then what is it talking about? Someone please tell me. That seems pretty simple. Those men been dead for 1,900, 1,800 years roughly. I'm going to end it with this. Revelation chapter 1 verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of earth shall wail because of him, even so. Amen. Now hold on now. The people that also which pierced him, who pierced him? The Romans. They poked him with their staffs. So the people that laid a hand on Yahushua, how were they going to see his return? Now it's commonly known through all Bible readers and Bible believers that Yahushua going to make a comeback. We know that. They don't want to consider that reincarnation, and that's okay, because we got other things to prove it. All right? Now, the people who killed Yahushua 2,024 years ago, that's why you got the 2,024 years. That's from the time period Yahushua died, believe it or not. You got 2,024 years ago, people killed Yahushua. They gonna see him when he cracked them clouds and he returned. Thus saith Revelations 1:7. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Somebody explain to me how that's not reincarnation. You mean to tell me the men that laid hands on Yahushua is still living to this day? They 2,000 years old. They living in Babylon somewhere in the woods in a log cabin with a beard so long it go down the river. No, those men died, and they're going to be reincarnated, and they're going to be brought back. Where? In the flesh. They went to rest in the kingdom. I mean, not in the kingdom, they went to rest in the spiritual realm. And they're going to be reincarnated, brought back down. So when Yahushua cracked them clouds, you better believe the people that put hands on Yahushua going to be alive. That's what Revelation chapter 1:7 say. And I think it's in 2 Peter where it say all scripture come from inspiration of the Most High. So therefore the Lord said this. All right, but hey, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakidash, giving them honor to the apostle, elders, great millstone, peace and blessings to brothers pushing this truth and sincerity, and Kwam Yasharala.